Hi everyone, it's Michelle and welcome back to the Royal Daily Tea. So today we're going to do a deep dive analysis into the strange parallel universe of Chrissy Teigen and Meghan Markle. Are they evil twins separated from birth? We have a lot of juicy, interesting stories that I'm going to share with you in today's video, and you can make up your own mind. But before we jump into today's video, if you can please go over and check out my last two videos, the one on Meghan Markle gets markled by Sophie, an A-list celebrity snub Meghan Markle's janky jam, and the one on Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's plan for an imitation royal tour of Nigeria. I really would appreciate your support. But you guys, we have a lot of juicy Royal Daily Tea to get through today, so you know what to do. Sit back and relax, grab yourself a beverage, and let's get into the Royal Daily Tea. So Meghan Markle's bullion allegations have been revived by Chrissy Teigen's strawberry jam promotion. Now, if you're not aware, Chrissy Teigen is married to singer John Legend, and she did a very cringe-worthy Instagram story showcasing Meghan Markle's janky jam. She was one of the 50 people who received it, and she made this bacon and brie cheese and jam sandwich where they both sat there and eating it on camera. It was actually kind of gross to watch. But the interesting thing I find about Chrissy Teigen and Meghan Markle is how eerily and strangely similar these two women are. They're like a set of evil twins who were separated at birth. You guys, their lives are so parallel. I'm almost thinking, is Meghan Markle single white femaling Chrissy Teigen? Is she literally copying Chrissy Teigen? It's really bizarre. So we're going to go ahead and break down the similarities between Chrissy and Meghan, and I want you to tell me if you think they are in fact evil twins separated from birth. So Chrissy Teigen is a subpar model who wasn't really successful in her career, much like Meghan Markle was also a very D-list showgirl who had moderate success on shows like Deal or No Deal, Suits, and she did have a couple of Hallmark and C-level movies that pretty much nobody ever watched. But Chrissy Teigen was also a Deal or No Deal model. Now, Meghan was on Deal or No Deal for one season from 2006 to 2007. And in 2007, Chrissy Teigen was on Deal or No Deal for like 2 episodes. Again, they were kind of crossing parallel paths but never actually met. Now, we know that Meghan Markle wasn't really a household name until after she married Prince Harry, much like Chrissy Teigen really didn't become well known until after she got with her husband, John Legend. Now, Chrissy Teigen is always been known as kind of a foodie, much like Meghan Markle was known as a foodie, where she was appearing on TV shows like with Matt Lauer, grilling up her lettuce, appearing on a lot of talk shows, about her blog, The Tig. So everyone knows that Meghan Markle loves to travel and she's a foodie. Well, Chrissy Teigen is also a foodie. She has been on several talk shows and YouTube channels for years, showcasing her recipes, where in 2016 she published a book called Cravings. So Chrissy Teigen has her own cookbook. She also has her own website and her own lifestyle brand, Cravings. Now we're going to get back to that point in a minute. So in 2020, John Legend and Chrissy Teigen unfortunately suffered a miscarriage. Now, I don't care if it was a miscarriage or a planned medical abortion. In my opinion, losing a child is horrific, and I don't wish that upon anybody. However, I do remember back when it happened that Chrissy and her husband John were on every single news channel. They were on Access Hollywood. They were on Entertainment Tonight. They were on E! Entertainment Television, the cover of People, CBS News, 60 Minutes. Like, they were kind of milking it. It was kind of a little too much, if you ask my opinion. And of course, they had a ton of video and photographs of Chrissy Teigen in the hospital, of them holding their child. It was like, okay, I kind of felt like they were milking it for attention a little bit too much. So a month later, on November 2020, Meghan comes out with, guess what? Ding, 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 her very own miscarriage story. I believe, and this is my personal opinion, that Meghan saw the attention that Chrissy Teigen was getting from her miscarriage story, because again, it was literally everywhere, that she decided to come out with her own op-ed about her miscarriage. Now, a lot of people do not believe that Meghan had a miscarriage. I am also one of those people, I just don't buy the story that Meghan had a miscarriage. I believe it was for sympathy. It was for attention, because we all know Meghan likes to get attention. And the story that she told in her op-ed didn't make any sense, and it was eerily similar to another person's miscarriage story, where she was cradling her firstborn as she was losing her secondborn, and she sat on the floor and she sang a lullaby. And then during the Netflix series, her friend was there. She ran to the floor. Like, it was two completely different stories about her miscarriage. The whole thing didn't make any sense, much like their birth stories don't make a lot of sense. But anyways, a lot of people, including myself, don't really believe that Meghan had a miscarriage. But literally a month after Chrissy Teigen miscarriage, boom, here comes Meghan. Meghan, the woman, the queen, the princess of privacy herself, all of a sudden wants to share this very intimate and private moment because she wanted to get rid of the stigma of a miscarriage. I'm like, I think Chrissy Teigen covered that to the 9th degree. But Meghan came out with her own little op-ed story. So now you have two women who are known as foodies, who go on talk shows and have blogs and books, talk about their love of cooking, who were both mediocre at their careers. One was a model, one was a showgirl. Both appeared briefly on Deal or No Deal, and both of them became household names when they married their husbands. They pretty much both married up. Then in 2020, they both suffered a miscarriage. Now in 2021, horrible reports of Chrissy Teigen came out of her bullying a lady by the name of Courtney Stodden. Now, Courtney Stodden was a 16-year-old girl who married a 50-year-old actor. She says that she was groomed, her parents signed off on it, and it really messed her up emotionally. She was a child marrying a much older man. It's a very cringy relationship, but she was very over-sexualized, and they were in your face on reality TV, and it rubbed people the wrong way. But regardless, you know, later on in life, she came out and said, I was messed up, I felt like I was groomed, this was horrible, you know, whatever. But Chrissy Teigen decided to hate upon this poor girl, would send her personal DM messages, okay, telling her to take a dirt nap and to hurt herself, unalive herself, would say stuff like, I can't wait for you to die. Yeah, she would tell this woman publicly, tweeting horrible things about her, and then she would send vile messages to her in her DMs. So when Courtney Stodden finally exposed Chrissy Teigen for all the vile hate that she threw at her, Chrissy Teigen all of a sudden was like, oh, I'm so embarrassed. I just can't believe I acted like that. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I made a mistake. It's like, no, you were an evil troll. So Chrissy Teigen kind of got canceled in 2021, not to mention she had a lot of very questionable, horrible tweets about children. And I'm not even going to tell you what this woman said about underage children. It's not funny. Let me just put it to you that way. So Chrissy Teigen, after all of these allegations came out in 2021, Target stopped selling her brand. They said, oh, it was due to the contract ending. But I think we all know it had to do with the backlash that she received over these horrific tweets and the cyberbullying that she did for Courtney Stodden. So after Chrissy Teigen was canceled from Target and her cookery called Cravings was no longer being sold, she was also canceled from a new cleaning product company called Safely that she started with Kris Jenner the same year. They announced that she was just going to step away and focus on her family, but I think we all know she was canceled. Now, astonishingly, Chrissy Teigen still has a huge audience of around 46 million followers on Instagram. So even though she's a little bit of a troublesome celebrity, in my opinion, she has a horrific reputation, I still consider her a D-list celebrity. She does have a huge following. Meghan Markle only wishes she could have 46 million followers. Now we know back in 2021, Meghan Markle's bullying allegations came to light when Jason Knopf filed a report, and it started a massive investigation at Buckingham Palace. Now recently, Samantha Cohen sat down for an interview with the Australian Herald Sun newspaper where she confirmed in an interview that she was one of 10 staffers who were questioned about the bullying allegations. Now, Cohen did decline to elaborate on the investigations and all of the allegations, but she did allude to the fact that there was a high staff turnover among those who worked for Harry and Meghan. Now, she also mentioned that she was not supposed to stay for 18 months. In fact, she was only supposed to stay for 6 months, but they couldn't find her replacement. And when they finally found someone who would replace her, they took that person on tour with Harry and Meghan in Africa to kind of show them the ropes, but the person literally quit while on tour. Now, many people believe that more information is going to come to light from these Sussex survivors, as we don't know, what their NDAs are, but a lot of people believe that this is the dam breaking and more stories are finally going to come to light about Meghan and Harry's bullying allegations. Now, if you remember, Meghan said she wasn't there to coddle people, and Harry talked about in their Harry and Meghan documentary for Netflix how many staffers would hang their heads in tears and cry at their desk. Now, another coinkydink that ties these evil soul sisters together and another eerily similar situation was that Chrissy Teigen only got busted for being the mean girl cyber bully that she is because she pulled the victim card. She went to her social media and told people she was being bullied. People were being mean to poor little Chrissy. And then Courtney Stodden came out and said, "Not so fast, sister. Here are my receipts." And she laid it out. She kept all of these DMs and exposed Chrissy Teigen for the undercover bully mean girl that she really was. And then she came out with that fake little apology and was canceled. But if she wouldn't have played the victim card, Courtney may not have exposed her. Now, we all know Meghan Markle also played the victim card on the Oprah Winfrey Show, telling people how mean the royal family was to her and how Kate made her cry, and the unconscious bias and the racism of the royal family, and of course the UK media. Then, of course, the bullion reports came out exposing Meghan Markle for the mean girl boss that she really was. So again, these two bullies really do like to play the victim card, but we all know they're just a bunch of mean girls. So the similarities, guys, don't end there. Chrissy Teigen, her lifestyle brand is called Cravings after her cookbook. Her website is a membership-based platform where you pay an annual fee to get access to her recipes, where she sells bakeware and cookingware. And by the way, they come in beige. Just saying, I think we all know Meghan's is going to be in beige. She also has a couple of food items like baking mixes and some kind of jelly chili concoction. But it doesn't end there. Chrissy Teigen, you guys, has a cooking show on Hulu. That's right. The show is called Chrissy and Dave Dine Out, where Chrissy Teigen and David Chang are joined by Joel Kim Booster as they host a loose, unexpected, and entertaining dinner parties around Los Angeles that include delicious food, great conversation, and celebrity guests. It is currently streaming on Hulu. Now, does that sound eerily similar to Meghan Markle's upcoming cooking show for Netflix, where she's going to talk about, entertaining and gardening and cooking and friendship? That sounds very similar to the show that Chrissy Teigen is currently doing on Hulu. Not to mention, Meghan is also coming out with a cookbook, and now she has a line of jelly. So in my opinion, these two women, they are just so eerily similar, guys. It's like, Meghan, are you copying Chrissy Teigen? Because the two of you are so parallel. You got the mean girl, the bullying, the cooking show. You weren't relevant till you married your husband. You both had the miscarriage around the same time. It's weird. So let me know, guys, do you think Meghan Markle and Chrissy Teigen are evil twins separated at birth? And do you think that Meghan Markle is secretly copying Chrissy Teigen? Leave me your comments, guys, down below. Well, guys, that is all the royal news that I have for you today. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel, and I hope to see y'all in the next video. Bye, guys.